So welcome everyone to this evening. We are going to be, this education class is on why take supplements. Now, I wanted to start with my story and just share a little bit about of when I understood the power of supplements. I had a breakdown of health when I was just a young mom, age 21, and I know I've told my story to dozens of people. I had a naturopath who actually took me under his wing and taught me a 4-part system, and it included healthy eating, supplements, a lot of rigid cleanses, and then what I call target support. Now I would use essential oils, but then there were a lot of herbals. And when I say target support, meaning if it's a digestive issue, you take a little bit to, support digestion. Maybe it's a pain, or maybe it's emotion. So there's many things that we do as far as essential oils for target support. But what I learned from this thing, I learned many things, but I learned how important the supplements are, because if you have a lot of holes in your diet, and most of us do, we have holes, meaning we are lacking in certain areas. It puts different kinds of stresses on our bodies. Plus the fact that we intake a lot of toxins in today's world and a lot of chemicals. We have need to remove those toxins and to uplift or build in the name of supplements, our vitamins and minerals. So I found how important that was, because within a few short months, I had a complete turnaround in my health. And I know the healthy eating was important. I know the detoxing was important. I know the target support was good. But a lot of people just think that if they just start eating better, that will work. And it will just take way longer. And I always say I felt like it was the supplements that literally pulled me out of the deep, dark pit that I was in. And they just really are helping to support your cells and your gut with whatever you're dealing with. So healthy eating should always be our foundation. We want to start with healthy eating. There are so many important aspects of healthy eating, because we get our fresh fruits, our fresh fruits and vegetables, our produce actually supply us with fiber, vitamins and minerals and enzymes, and so many important nutrients. And that is definitely should be our foundation. And this is in doTERRA's pyramid too, healthy eating should, or a healthy lifestyle should be at the bottom. So these should be foundational for sure. Oh yes, I like this quote from Jordan Rubin: pay the farmer now or the pharmacy later. So I think that's cute. But we can also support with whole food supplements. So we're going to start by talking about the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is actually doTERRA's #1 seller. And we're going to talk about why this is, but we're also going to talk about the Daily Nutrient Pack and what this is and how it differs a little bit, and why we kind of have a choice and why people make one choice over another. So first of all, before we do that, I want to share 3 stories. And these are all people in doTERRA. First of all, Casey Robertson, he is actually a diamond with his wife. They've been in for several years. I got to know him specifically based on his story. And I remember him talking about the fact that as a young teenager, he was into sports. He had some knee injuries. He had to do some surgeries. He's continued on with that during his, early marriage, in his 20s, and in his mid 30s, he began, experiencing a lot of pain. He was on the highest doses of Oxycontin and no relief. And somebody introduced him to our Lifelong Vitality, and he just kind of poo-pooed it. But 45 days later, he said, it was like the switch just turned off. So it, to me, told me that his body was so starving for nutrition. Pain was just the side effect. He could not function. He could not be very mobile because of the how deplete his body was, and it supplied that. Carrie Bailey in our own organization talked about how she was on 7 years of prescriptions and didn't think that she would ever go off of them. And this was for her back. She had had a lot of back stress, and she was also taking some other medications for some other things. But she talked about how she started taking the Lifelong Vitality and how it just, you know, eventually she was pain-free as well. That just is what really sold her as well. And then I have Erin Whitmer here. Actually, this gal, I met her at a Ironman event. She's very active, at least tries to be, but she was going through a period, and she shared with me at that event that she said she really needed help. She was sleeping up to 20 hours a day. She was trying to keep a job, but it was really hard when she was sleeping 16 to 20 hours a day. And she was very, very depressed. It was just major depression. And she was going through a lot of things at that time in her life. But so I encourage her to actually do a blind study and see if she would be willing to try this. Actually, her doctor approved it. He looked at what was in it and approved it. She went on this blind study. And 60 days later, she actually took 2 of the Lifelong Vitality. She was a complete different person, and she was actually back to sleeping 8 hours. She was happy and had more energy. She felt better. And she says, I'm still dealing with the same emotional trauma, but drama, but she says, I feel like I can manage it better. And to me, that was huge. She was still dealing with the same things, but it was manageable now because she was feeding her body what it was starving for. And I feel like many people in today's world, our bodies are just starving. And I will tell you, across the board, I work with a lot of people, and I will ask them, what supplements are you taking? And you know what they will tell me? Almost every time they will say, oh, well, I know I need some calcium and some vitamin C and maybe vitamin D or whatever. And somebody else say, well, I'm taking zinc and calcium, or I'm taking this and that and the other. And I said, but yeah, are you not taking a multiple? And they're saying, no, I don't need to. And I said, well, you must, because you're not getting the benefits from these other vitamins. You're still experiencing X, Y, and Z. So I have learned that people are not giving they're not getting balanced nutrition with what they're eating, and they're not getting balanced nutrition with their supplements. And your body requires that in order to function properly. We can't think that this is just an option. It's actually a necessity to be able to function normally, emotionally, physically, mentally. We must have nutrients. That's how our bodies were meant to function. We've got to have a good balance: vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, probiotics, all of those things really need to come together. Omegas, fiber, as well as our macronutrients. So we have our micronutrients, our macronutrients. Our micronutrients are what we're talking about today. Macronutrients are like our proteins, fats, and carbs. We all know that we need those, but we need these micronutrients that are so important. So this is where doTERRA did a study a few years ago, and here's what they say we get from an average diet. We are getting these vitamins and minerals from an average diet. And you can see where that light is going down. We can see that we are missing the mark. There's one of these, manganese, that we are getting typically on just a regular average US diet. we are missing the mark. We are so depleted in some of these other things. We're not even getting to the sweet spot. Now, if we add our supplements, here are some of the average common multiples added to an average diet. You can see they're not tested. They are just thrown together. And this is what some of them look like. And they're still not getting to that sweet spot. Some of them are over, some of them are, a lot of them are, most of them are under. And then they say to top it off, you get some of these high-end multivitamins. They're off the charts here on some, but they're still missing on others. So they're still not giving your body balance. And your body needs balance. It's looking for balance. And I always say, if you're just going out and buying, well, I'm getting calcium and I'm getting, vitamin C or something, it's like sitting down to the table and saying, okay, I'm going to eat a piece of cheese and an orange for dinner. Well, a piece of cheese and orange for dinner is not a complete meal. Your body really can't be completely satisfied with that. And so we have to understand when we have this imbalance in any way, shape, or form, it's not really doing our bodies any good. So that's why doTERRA has really worked with the lifelong vitality. And we have 3 parts to the lifelong vitality. The Alpha CRS is actually our cellular blend. It's good for longevity as well as for energy. We have the Z Omega, which is our essential fatty acids that come from plants and marine sources. And we also have our certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils in this. I'm going to come right back to this, but the Microplex VMZ is our essential vitamins and our essential minerals, which are essential. They're not an option. So going back to the Z Omega, which has those 9 essential oils, which is actually, because of those 9 essential oils, it takes it to a cellular level and your body is able to absorb it 10 times more than without those essential oils. So that's the power of this blend. The essential oils really take it to the cells. And it's why you could find other formulas that are very similar to this, but it's not going to really be utilized by your body. And here's the exciting part. Look at where the you can't really see the sweet spot to here. Well, the sweet spot is right there. I put that, the Lifelong Vitality picture in there, and it kind of took away the sweet spot. Darn it, I'm going to have to correct that. So basically, you've got, if you saw that line, it's right there, right along that line where about the green is, a little bit before and after. So the Lifelong Vitality was really formulated to be in balance to your body. That's what your body needs. You get these high-end vitamins that's so off the chart, your body's just going to throw them off anyway. And if they go under, then your body says, it's not I don't have balance. I need balance. I'm looking for balance. And that's why this is such an important formula, 3-pack formula. Now, the way you take this is 2 of each of these twice a day. Now, that is your average dose. Now, I know some people that take 1 at each meal, 1 3 times a day. So they're getting 3 instead of 4 a day. And I know other people that say, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening is just right for me. And these are usually younger people or people with smaller frames. They usually weigh 100 to 110 pounds. I still try to get the full dose of the lifelong, actually a day, but I'll tell you, I do it a little bit different, and I'll show you in just a minute. But this helps you understand the need for balance and how well formulated these are. So the thing I love about these is they're 100% free of any synthetics. They are 100% pure. They're formulated for maximum absorbency and digestibility. We have tummy tamers and the essential oils that take them all the way to the cells. And they are balanced like a meal: vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, omega-3s, and those 9 essential oils. So here's the wonderful benefits, whether you have the Lifelong Vitality or Daily Nutrient Pack. I'm going to talk about that Daily Nutrient Pack shortly. There's so many wonderful benefits, and they're just endless benefits. And this is why people may be struggling, and sometimes we have a tendency to say, to look for the target support. Target support is good. That's what our essential oils are. They're the target support. But it's not the foundational support. We need the supplements for foundational support. And that's why these supplements are so, so important. We need foundational wellness. So sometimes we can vary or customize our plan, our supplement plan. And this is actually what I do. On the left, you will see the Daily Nutrient Pack. I actually put this up right before we started, so I didn't have time to put the lines underneath. But I've added the Deep Blue Poly and the MITO 2 because both of these are actually also antioxidant formulas, which is the third part that's missing in the Lifelong Vitality. The Deep Blue and the MITO 2 Max have a lot of other, not only antioxidant properties, but they have a lot of other wonderful benefits. And if you're taking these two, you don't really need to take the Alpha CRS. And so what do these two do? Take a look and see what the Deep Blue Poly Complex is. Fast relief from occasional aches and pains. It's your polyphenol formula that isn't anything like our regular Deep Blue, but because it supports inflammation and pain, it's what really helps us be able to combat these. Again, it's foundational support. It's good for balanced immunity. It's good. It has the frankincense extract. And it also has that polyphenol blend plus ginger extract. So we've got a lot of great things in that, and it really does help support pain and inflammation. Then we've got our next one, which is our MITO 2 Max, which is our cellular energy. I love it because it is caffeine free, but it's really good. The MITO 2, you can see that the MITO is for the mitochondria. Those are the little engines in our cells. The O2 is for oxygen and giving you maximum performance. So you can see this formula together is a cellular formula that really supports energy naturally. And that's the fact that it is caffeine free is really good. I'm really glad because I don't like to take any type of stimulants that have caffeine in them. So, and I think a lot of other people are the same way. So then you've got great support for circulation, and you can see those items there as well as the mitochondrial energy cofactors, the ALC, the ALA, and the CoQ10. And then we have the adaptogenic blend, the cordyceps sinensis, the ginseng, and the ashwagandha root, all to provide good cellular energy. So to me, these two plus the Daily Nutrient Pack suits my body a little bit more because I really like the energy formula and I like the Deep Blue Poly. And I feel that it provides really good support for me. So then we have the GI Cleanse and Restore. We have the GX Assist, the PB Assist, the TerraZyme, Zenderkin, both the oil and the herbal, which is the capsules. This is really good for cleansing our, we call it, well, this is on our cleanse, and I'm going to talk about our cleanse in just a minute. So keep those in mind as you think of GI Cleanse and Restore. We also have our cellular energy or bone hormone, cellular and energy formulas. So our bone nutrient is our calcium, magnesium formula. It also has vitamin D in it. The phytoestrogen is really good for women, young and old, teenagers to postmenopause. It's really good for balancing hormones. The DDR prime is definitely one that I would take every day, especially in our upper years of life. But at any time when we need cellular support, all of us need cellular support. And then I've already talked about the MITO 2 Max. These are great products that I think that we can benefit from. For children who can't, or for those that can't swallow pills, just know that these are some of doTERRA's supplement line as well. And I love to add the IQ Mega to smoothies and to bars and to even drizzle them over salad. It's got the wild orange in it. It actually tastes good. You can sprinkle with a little bit of salt after that. And the chewables, kids love the chewables, strawberry flavored. And actually, I think they're watermelon flavored now. Anyway, so here is the detox. And I guess I have that slide a little bit in the wrong place. Actually, I put this together really quickly and I was grabbing slides from another presentation, but I love this 30-day cleanse. And I think everyone should do a 30-day detox every once in a while, at least every 3 to 6 months. But I can honestly say I take every one of these every day, except the Slim and Sassy and the GX Assist. I take them every day. I think they are very, very important for just basic health. We need our probiotics to take that every day. And actually, I think that's on the next slide. But this is, you can see it's a program that really would benefit us to detox. Okay, let's first talk about the TerraZyme. You've seen, or maybe you haven't seen, but many sewer pipes look like this. And it's just got all that sludge in there. It starts clogging up. Well, guess what? Our intestines might look a lot like that. And a lot of people's do. They get what I call intestinal sludge. And it looks much like this sewer pipe. And what can help break this down is TerraZyme. TerraZyme is amazing for doing just that. And it has a lot of blend of active whole food enzymes. It supports your body's own production of enzymes, but it also helps with digestion of all of these things, but it also helps to break down that. So if you want to break down that intestinal sludge and increase your energy, one of the best things you can do is start the day with a glass of water with a couple of drops of lemon and 1 or 2 TerraZyme. You're starting that on a empty stomach, so it can actually start breaking down the matter in your gut. And you can do that between meals as well, and even before you go to bed. Now, along with that, you can take 1 or 2 at meals. And I say take it at your heavier meals, like dinner, maybe lunch. Or if you eat a big hearty breakfast, you need to take it to that. So you could end up being taken, 6 to 12 a day if you took it all those many times. Just choose when you're going to take it. But this is a really good formula for breaking down your foods, helping your body to be able to absorb them, because most people don't absorb their foods, and that's why they don't get their nutrients. But it can also help break down that intestinal sludge that is going to build up if we don't keep it moving. So our Zentroken complex specifically is our herbal complex. It's our 5-organ cleanser, and it really provides protection, cleansing, and filtering of our internal organs, self-detoxification of those organs. And remember, this is the herbal formula. We also have the oil formula, which is a little bit different. It works in much the same way, but you can see these are essential oils. You can get it in the bottle or you can get it in the soft gels. I definitely prefer it in the soft gels rather than the oil. The oil has a blend. It has that geranium in it, which is so good for us, but it smells to me. And so if you take it, the oil, you can just put drops on your tongue. It's great to put on your liver, the right, right belly below your breast or on the bottoms of your feet. And that's a great way to do it. It's also good to put on your kidneys if you have kidney problems. So great purifying and detoxifying blend with powerful antioxidants. Not the same as this endocrine complex. Remember, this is the oil blend. The complex is the herbal blend. And the GX Assist, that's what goes with the 10-day cleanse. And you will only take that in the middle 10 days because it is going to basically really clear out the pathogens in your gut. And in your gut, we need to have, I think, 85% positive bacteria, 15% negative bacteria. They kind of work in balance and they work together, but most people don't have 85% positive. And so we need to take this to get removed. Most people have just about the opposite. And that's what we need this for. We need to clear out all of that unhealthy gut matter and organisms that are in there with the GX Assist. And then we need to follow with our PB Assist, which is our probiotic. And it has the prebiotic and the probiotic together. You can see it's a double encapsulated capsule. And here's why. Going back to that, the outer has the prebiotics, so it actually opens up in your stomach. The green is the inner, and it's the probiotic bacterium that actually goes all the way to your small intestines. And it really has all of these great probiotic blends in there that are really, really healthy for supplying your body or in your gut with that healthy bacteria. Now, some people say it's only got 5 billion because you'll look at some other probiotic formulas and they have way more. And it's like, the reason they have so much more is because 90% is killed off in your stomach. And so we want it to make it all the way to the small intestines. That's where it's going to do the body good. So we have really good support for what I call leaky gut. And most people do have leaky gut. And we have to understand that leaky gut turns into autoimmune issues. There's tons of autoimmune issues, tons of people that experience autoimmune issues. And guess what? It's just leaky gut. And leaky gut is where you have so much bad bacteria in your gut that it destroys your good soldiers that are working for you, or your good bacteria, and it creates perforations in your gut lining. It leaks out into your bloodstream. You have undigested matter in your bloodstream, and guess what happens then? Your body is fighting against itself. It's fighting that. It's not healthy for you to have undigested matter going on in your bloodstream. And we need to be able to fix this, and we can with these formulas. Our probiotics, our enzymes, and our digest and blend. Whether you take the blend in the oil or the soft gel, again, I love the soft gels because they go on down easy. I can just pop them in my mouth every meal, and they just really are good for better weight balance, more energy, and great for emotions as well. If your gut is working properly, you feel better all over. It just balances everything else out. And this is why this is so important. Oh, that's the end of it. Okay, well, all right. Well, I guess that's all I needed to talk about. So, who has questions on anything that we went over today?
I kind of have a question, and it's on the TerraZyme. I use it, like you said, in the morning. And then if I overeat, then I tend to use it with my digestion. And it just really eases my tummy, and I can go to sleep a lot easier that way. But I noticed that the last couple months they haven't had it. Do you happen to know when they'll be, um, having the TerraZyme again?
You know what? I didn't even realize that was out of stock until I went to order it this past month. And I'm going, my gosh, this is terrible to be out of TerraZyme. That's awful.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have more, but wow, it's such an important product. But I remember Emily saying that a couple of the items a couple of the ingredients, they're having a hard time getting a pure source of. And that always makes a difference because we like the best and the pure sources on them. So I'm not sure when they are going to get that back in stock, but I can say in the meantime, make sure that you're taking your lifelong vitality or the daily nutrient pack and your digestin and your probiotics so that you can at least have that gut support that you need.
Right. And I do take the supplements, the LLV, and I noticed that I stopped taking them in the beginning of the year. And then in March, because, well, I was taking them up to the beginning of the year, but in March, when they came out with the whole COVID thing, I just kind of stopped taking my vitamins. I guess I was just in a mental haze kind of thing. So, but then on Mother's Day, I said, this mother has to start taking care of herself because no one. So I was like, you need to get yourself back on your supplements. Once I got back on, within 2 days, I was a new person again. I was thinking more positive, feeling better. Just all around, I think even my whole family enjoyed me.
Yeah, for sure.
They work.
They absolutely do. And like I said, our bodies are missing vital nutrients and can't function the same without them. And that's why these are so important and are so beneficial to people, especially like sharing those 3 examples that I shared earlier. They were life-changing for all those 3 individuals. Does anybody else have a good story or that you can share about the lifelong vitality or any of the other supplements that we've talked about this evening?
Erlene, it's Wendy. You mentioned about the polyphenol blue complex. Yesterday I started back massaging full time, and not massaging for 2.5 months. I was sore. I was really sore. So I took 2 of the polyphenol before going to bed, and amazing.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah,
Wow,
really good.
that's awesome. Good for you. Oh, wow, that's such a great formula. I don't know what I'd do without it. It's so good. Yeah, good for you. Thank you for sharing. Who else? Someone else have something that you want to share on the benefits that you've seen with some of doTERRA's supplements?
Can you hear me, or do I need to hit?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I kind of shared this a little bit in the last call, but I had been dealing for months and months with some tendonitis in my shoulder and arm, and it was so sore, and I just couldn't move my arm. And it wasn't until I did the cleanse this month that I started to feel like I could start using my arm again, and it's really loosened up. And I think a lot of it was just I needed that cleanse, that detox, to kind of start. Yeah, I think I just had a buildup in there, and it just wasn't going away.
Yeah. And that's what pain really is. It's just a buildup of toxins in our body. And that's why a lot of people experience a lot of pain in today's world. By the time there's so many chemicals in our food and drinks and the air we breathe and the lotions people put on, the body care, the cleaners. That's why I'm so grateful for doTERRA's cleaners because they're clean. They're skin care, body care, they're clean without all the chemicals. Our supplements are clean without the chemicals, and our essential oils are clean without all those chemical additives. We've just got to eat better and then add this, and we will experience so much better health, because it's all those toxins and chemicals that are really bringing on the pain and inflammation, because like you say, it's built up in your body, and we need to get rid of it and replace it with good, healthy stuff. That's what the cleanse and renew is. So good for you. I'm glad you found good success with that. Good. All right. Anyone else have anything to share about any of the supplements?
I have one more thing. When I first went to one of Wendy's classes, I was dealing with higher levels of liver, toxins going on. And she said, oh, let me talk to Holly. And they gave me Zendocrine, the oil, where they said, if you don't like the taste, you can rub it on your, underneath your breast, like you said. And well, the taste didn't bother me, so I did both. And I was amazed. I didn't think that my liver enzymes, like, wow, I don't feel anything. But really, when I looked up the symptoms, I'm like, whoa, I have all these, like irritability, can't sleep, just craving sugar, having headaches, things like that. And so I was like, okay, I got to give this a shot. So I did. And like within 2 days, like I wasn't irritable anymore. I wasn't craving sugar. The next day I just felt better. By the 4th day, I was like, wow, these oils really work. And the blend that they chose, is amazing group. Being that I grew up with herbs, ancestors, being that I'm Hispanic, they use a lot of herbs. And so in our family, we would use combination of herbs. We didn't really go to the doctors that often. And so I knew they worked in herb formulation, but when it came to the oils, I was surprised how fast that they really worked and how much better I felt. And so I really have Zendocrine on as a backup, and I can really tell when my liver is starting to act up, and then I just start again. It's like, okay, let's break out the Zendocrine. So I love that stuff. My brother, I got him on the cleanse, and he didn't like the oil, but he loved the Zendocrine gels. He loved the aftertaste when he burped the flavor. So he was, he really likes those too, and he noticed a difference. But yes, I am so thankful for the supplements that have the herbs and the oils in them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. That's really great. That's nice. And you brought up one thing, and I totally agree. I taught herbal classes for years before I started with the essential oils, and they just took longer. They just took longer to work. And once I found the oils, man, they work so fast in comparison. So it's like, well, it's going straight to the bloodstream. You don't have to break down all the fiber and, extract those nutrients. They're there. So, and they're so much more powerful and potent. So, yep, I totally agree with that. They work so well because of that. All right. Any last testimonial?
If I may say something else as well, regarding the cleanse, I've done it twice so far, and with this COVID that's been going on, I guess it's so easy to fall back into the old habits and comfort foods. And before you realize it, not only are you then, everything that you taught me, Arlene, I kind of threw out. So then back came in the processed foods, the sugars, whatever was on the shelf, hoarding, that was us. But we are what we eat, there's no doubt about it. So I'm definitely at that point, okay, Wendy, you're in control of your health. it's time to do a cleanse, because the difference going through that 30-day cleanse, and for those of you who haven't done it yet, it's so well put out. There's a graph that you just mark off. There's no reason why you're missing anything. Doing it as a group. Anybody want to come on board with me? We can do this together. It's just fun to interact together and just go through the experience. But one of my biggest concerns was the part when it was the colon cleanse, the GX Assist, that 10 days in the middle. But how on earth am I able to work and be tied to the toilet? It's not going to work. But it's just such a mild cleanse, and it is incredible. And just feeling the difference afterwards, the clearer mind, like Erlene mentioned, we all know that the inflammation, everything starts with inflammation, and the sugars are bringing inflammation. But then suddenly I had less aches and pains in my joints, more energy, sleeping better, clearer thinking. Sugars have gone out. I had no desire for the sugars. So it's incredible. So highly, highly recommend, if you have not done a cleanse yet. It's a 30-day cleanse. doTERRA has an amazing, they put together, they really have thought through which products to join together. And obviously with the foundation, the supplements, the lifelong vitality, highly, highly recommend. So I'm preparing for a cleanse next month.
Good for you. Thank you for sharing that. We really needed to hear that testimonial on the cleanse, because I agree. I think that we all need to cleanse every once in a while. We all, even if we are eating our best and taking all of the right supplements, we still absorb and get toxins in one way or another. So it's important to, be able to do that cleanse. So if you need help to find, basically just Google doTERRA 30-day cleanse. The slide that I have is actually an old one. So there's an updated one that you can find out there that's actually better. So make sure that you get that and you're taking your lifelong vitality along with it. So, all right. Well,
Arlene, I have a quick question. Do you think if we ordered the Cleanse and Restore, that the TerraZyme would be in there, that maybe they're saving that for some of those
it might
kits?
be in there. In fact, it probably is. So order that and see if you get, you probably get it. You probably will.
All right.
Good thinking. Well, I just wanted you to know that I have, my breakdown of health 40 years ago, almost 40 years ago. Actually, it was 79. So yeah, it's been over 40 years. And what I learned from this nature path, how important supplements were. But the problem was, clear back then, I remember starting on his daily regimen of all the supplements that I was taking. It was $300 a month. And people say, wow, $300 a month. I'm going, no, you don't get it. That was $30. That was 40 years ago. 40 years ago, $300 a month was higher than my house payment. So think about spending more than your house payment, or, equivalent to that every month just to get your health back. But I invested in myself, even though it was difficult for me, a young couple, just starting out, and here, I've got all these problems. But I invested in myself, and let me tell you, it was great. I used a lot of supplements over the years, a lot of supplements, but I've never found anything as effective, as pure, and as inexpensive as doTERRA's. And people look at doTERRA's products and they're going, are you kidding? Lifelong Vitality, that's $79 a month. I'm going, wow, so much better than $300 that I paid 40 years ago. And even if I'm adding on my Deep Blue Poly, which you can add on for $20, and the MITO 2 Max for another $20, yes, I may be spending, about $100 a month. I feel like my body is worth it. And I have the health that I do today because of supplements. Well, and healthy eating too, and cleansing, and all of those things. We are more in charge of our health than we think. So be proactive, eat right, get supplements. These are the best you're ever going to find because, again, you've got these essential oils that take them cellularly. Your body's going to utilize them. If you spend money on cheap supplements, you're going to get synthetics. You're going to not have them being absorbed. I've seen supplements end up in the toilet time after time after time. These are getting absorbed and they're doing your body good. And that's what we need. To improve in any of our wellness areas, we need foundational wellness first. And that's why our lifelong vitality or daily nutrient pack are the most important thing to start with after you eat healthy. So make sure and get yours. And again, that's why we have our loyalty rewards program. Make sure and purchase on that program, because that is when you are going to be able to get them at a much better price and get free oils for doing that. I just want to end this evening with helping you understand how important sharing oils are. I'm grateful for the person that shared them with me. And I'm grateful for everything that I've learned with doTERRA, because it really definitely has made a difference in my health, in the health of my family. It is empowering to know we have something at our fingertips. And I want to encourage each of you to not leave this evening without thinking of 3 or 4 or 5 persons that you can share this information with. I'm going to post the link to this video on the 28 days of free giveaways. If you're not on that, make sure that you ask to join that group on Facebook. Or you can email me and ask me for the link or whatever. I like to edit the video a little bit, so it takes me a little bit of time, but I'll upload it to YouTube so that you can get it and use it. I want you to think of a few people that you can share this with, because this is important. This is important for you to help other people get results, because you can't look around without seeing a lot of people struggling. People are struggling with a number of health issues, and one of the best ways you can help them is with foundational wellness. Help them understand, if you want a body that's in order instead of disorder or out of order, you've got to start with supplements. And you've got to start with supplements that are free of synthetics and that go cellularly, and give your body the tools it really needs in order for it to heal itself. So I really want you to think about that as you leave this tonight, about several people that you can share this information with, and then be proactive. Make sure that you do share it with them. Even if you don't share it by video, take the time to share with them the results that you're getting. You gals share amazing stories. Tell your stories to somebody. Those are important stories. And let people know the results that you're getting. Share them on social media. Share them with your family members. Share them with your friends. Call up a friend. Say, guess what? I'm not having pain in my arm or my shoulder, and I'm sleeping better. I'm digesting better. I'm having more energy because of this. Do you have any of these issues that I can help you with as well? So be willing to go out of your comfort zone and find people that need to hear your story, and share what we have. Don't keep it a secret. All right. Any other questions before we end tonight? If not, okay,
I do
go
have a
ahead.
question. Are you still teaching your nutritional classes, Erlene?
Yes, I am. I have the master classes every other Friday morning at 11 a.m. and there is a recording for people that want the recording. So yes, it was last Friday and it won't be this Friday, but it will be the next Friday. So I will post that on the 28 days page. So make sure you get that.
Is it a course or just?
Oh, you mean the nutrition course? You know what? I am going to do a nutrition course at the end of June. I have committed to doing that. It's just going to be an evening, and it's going to take a little while. Actually, I think it's going to be 2 evenings. We are going to go through this course and the certification course. You can be certified or just learn. So yes, I am going to do that at the end of the month. So look for details. Yep.
Wonderful.
I don't have the date set, but I have committed to do it in June. So I need to get that date on the calendar and let you know about it. So
Thank you.
thanks for asking. Good. All right, everyone, have a great night. Thanks again for joining. I hope you learned a lot and come back next week. We will have another presenter sharing such great information. You will want to be here and keep learning. Please bring your people to the earlier classes. Please come to this one because this is where you continue to keep learning. And thanks again.
Thank you, Ernie.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Arlene.
All right.
Bless you.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, everyone.